Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm feeling great today, nice and clean shaven, excited about the surgery on Monday, get this leg put back together finally. But I wanted to address a topic that came up in my personal life as well as online, where people have told me I need to stop cussing in stories as well as on posts. And I have the full ability to have conversations without cursing at all. But I've done some research and put a lot of thought into what I do. And I wanted to explain why I've chosen to use a little bit of profanity in my content. So please, sorry if I offended, and I hope you can watch with an open mind and at least see my point of view. So thank you so much. Have a great day, guys. As a child, I was trained to be a professional storyteller thanks to my Uncle Jackie. And when I hit my 20s, my professional training started with vector marketing and Wes Goddard, who was my mentor. And it was always drilled into my head to follow the footsteps of those who have succeeded before you and emulate what they do. So I choose to emulate people like Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk. So here's their point of view on using profanity in their content.
Tony, sometimes you use rather extreme language with people. It's kind of shocking.
I use language in a very direct way. In every culture, there are taboo words, and when you use them, you're able to interrupt the noise in people's heads. I want to provoke people back into the reality of this moment. That's how they change, and what's really strong. Tell me about your father.
My father? My father's the most amazing man on the planet. He's loving, self-sacrificing, playful, sweet, just wonderful.
He taught you you're his little princess, didn't he? Motherfucker.
Excuse me.
He meant well. Look how he fucked up.
You set the bar so high, I don't even know if it's possible to reach it.
I created this motherfucker standing here. I'm a kid from Azusa, California, who did not have any fucking certainty, but I was certain of one thing. I was not about to grow up and have a family that was going to go through what I went through. And so I constructed this fucking Tony Robbins guy. Rules. I mean, I'll be off the charts. I'll be weird. I'll be bizarre. I'll seem gross. I'll use the science of taboo language because words have the power to pierce the conscious mind.
The second you stop judging people is the second that their judgment doesn't work. I mean, you know when the audio guy is shaking his head, you said some good shit, because he hears shit all the time. Promise. When you stop judging others, it gets real good.
Gary Vaynerchuk? Vaynerchuk, okay. Gary Vaynerchuk is undoubtedly the symbol for hustle, execution, and digital advertising. He is the CEO and co-founder of VaynerMedia and an early investor of great ideas such as Tumblr, Snapchat, and Twitter. He is a 4-time New York Times best-selling author and inspires millions with his YouTube show, The Daily V.
Why do you curse so much?
Yeah, of course not, dickface.
Why do you feel the need to swear
Have you
to
ever
make
lost
a
a
point?
deal because of the language?
The use of vulgarity.
How do you feel about Gary swearing so much?
You get away with saying so many times.
What time is it justifying it and making it essentially popular or acceptable? And at what point does it just become rude and vulgar?
I think intent. I think one of the reasons I've been able to curse maybe more than others is because I think humans are actually unbelievably good at having intuition around intent. People respect authenticity. I'm not cursing for the sake of cursing. This is how I'm comfortable in communicating. I am willing to deal with the ramifications of me being my full self. It's not about who cares what other people think. It's if you feel good about your intent and don't think you're trying to do something wrong, you have to let the chips fall where they fall. And so for me, that's what it is. It's I'm not upset or disappointed or confused why somebody doesn't like the bravado or the cursing. I just have made a choice that I'm not trying to do anything wrong. It's how I communicate, and you just have to move forward. As long as it is actually your truth, you will always over-index. And people have told me to not curse on stage. You know, my agents who booked, like, stop cursing on stage. They were like, we've got 500,000 in advance, 5 speeches, when I was making 30,000 a speech. So this is a big jump, 100,000 a speech, but you can't curse. And like this, and it needs to be like the beginning of you not cursing. And I was like, fuck you. I don't feel like I need to swear to make a point. I would argue that at times I use my cursing as a filter to filter out the people that are not capable of seeing the bigger picture versus being so blocked. Oh my God, I heard the word f***, I can't hear anything else. Everything else must be bad. There's no good advice. This is a bad person. That is ludicrous. It goes into the same context as the way you dress or a million other variables of ways people that will judge you, because at the end of the day, the way you deliver is all that people really care about, and the way you make them feel. I'm not cursing to disrespect someone, and I have empathy and respect why a lot of people may not like me or consume me. There are plenty of people that don't watch this video because they saw a keynote where I cursed and they were offended. I'm very much in this. I have respect if you're 62-year-old Charlie and you grew up in a certain way where where fuck is disrespectful. Who am I to judge? I don't care that's 2018. I don't care that's cool now. Like, whatever, like, that's your world and I respect that. And I'll jump in and say, hey, brother, I see the comment, like, you know, I get it. And like, if you were, I'll say what I just said. If you were brought up in a certain way, I can understand that. But like, can we agree that if we get past that, do you see where I'm going with this? Or I'm sorry I bothered you, or things of that nature? I would highly recommend engaging.
Do that more.
You should.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, fuck you, I'll show you, you need to say, I hear you, respect, but here's why or how or what.